Let's go! What's up, everybody? All rise. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one and only Jonathan Mathis, the sports judge. Court is in session. How's everyone doing today? I'm still shocked. I'm still stunned by what took place on Sunday. I did not anticipate for the Chiefs to get blown out the way they did. And, coming into this game, there was a lot to be said about Patrick Mahomes being the next GOAT. But I think now we can put that to bed. Mahomes' talk about the GOAT is over. It's officially over, folks. Let it go. Now, I'm not saying that he can't be the GOAT. He can very well, down the road, become the next GOAT. But it's going to be hard for that to happen. And I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anyone putting him in the same sentence as Tom Brady. We cannot put him in the same sentence as Tom Brady. Brady lost his 3 Super Bowls by a total of 15 points. Never walked off the field in those 3 losses without the lead in the Patriots' final possession. And Tom Brady didn't even have that talented roster like Patrick Mahomes had this year, right? Patrick Mahomes had the best receiving core of his NFL career. You had DeAndre Hopkins. You had Xavier Worthy, who emerged in this league as a rookie. You had, of course, Juju Smith-Schuster, right? You had playmakers around you. Travis Kelce, one of the best tight ends in the game, right? That wasn't the case on Sunday because that Eagles defense completely embarrassed them, completely shut them down. So when I look at this team and when I look at Patrick Mahomes, I'm not ready to say he is the GOAT. Brady didn't have the best roster in Super Bowls and conference championship games, but he did a great job at manipulating the defense to pretty much get what he wanted. He was able to produce with less. He was able to lead his team down the field and get it done. And he's never been in a situation where he's gotten blown out. If anything, his team might have been down by a large margin, but they figured out a way to get back into the ball game. You go back to that Falcons game. What was the score? 28-3 at the half. And here comes Tom Brady marching his team down the field in the second half. This wasn't Mahomes at his best. And see, this was the thing with the Kansas City Chiefs all season, right? They had a lot of games where they looked uncomfortable, where they looked beatable, right? And quite frankly, there was a lot of times where their weaknesses got exposed, right? We've seen it during the regular season where they barely gotten by. They did enough to win football games. And they finally played a very good Eagles team, a team that was obviously more physical, a team that plays smash mouth football. And they brought their best stuff, and they kicked their asses. They beat the living crap out of Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I've never seen him this rattled. I mean, he was rattled. He looked uncomfortable. He looked as if he didn't even want to be out there. He looked tired. Obviously frustrated. And there was no one outside of Mahomes who can really provide a spark for that offense. Just an all-around bad night. And Andy Reid, the creator of that offense, couldn't make those second half adjustments that we usually see from the Kansas City Chiefs. So I don't want to hear anybody comparing Patrick Mahomes, that is, to Tom Brady. We can't compare him to Tom Brady. Not after a loss like this. And I said yesterday in my video that Patrick Mahomes, this loss put a dent on Patrick Mahomes' legacy, and I mean exactly what I said. You got to show up in big moments like that. You got to get it done in big moments with a chance to make history, with a chance to win 3 straight championships with the game on the line. Patrick Mahomes folds like a lawn chair. Makes 2 critical mistakes. I believe he threw 2 interceptions in the game. The first one, he throws to Cooper DeJean. It was a pick 6, by the way. That, to me, was a turning point in the game. Then he throws another pick to Zach Braun. And if you watch tape now, the Eagles basically provided you a blueprint on how to slow down Patrick Mahomes. You have to have a 4-man pass rush to set off Patrick Mahomes. If you can get to him, you're going to rattle him. You're going to frustrate him. And now he's making all these uncharacteristic throws. He's, rushing the throw. He's forcing everything. And as evidence, you guys witnessed it with your own 2 eyes. You guys saw what happened. They had a bad night. It was just weird. And like I said yesterday, none of it made any sense. I was sitting there watching the game. I was like, this is unbelievable. You got to be kidding me. I mean, Mahomes just looked terrible. And there was times during the regular season where he looked terrible. There were a lot of red flags, but we ignored them because at the end, he found the way to win the game, because we would see week in and week out what he would do towards the end of the game. If you gave them life, he would, take his team down the field and score, because we know that he is this clutch quarterback if you let them hang around. Now, if you punch them in the mouths like the Chiefs did, then that's a different story, right? And that's what happened. The Eagles punched them in the mouths, and like they always say, what's that famous quote? I think Mike Tyson said this. Everyone has a plan until they get hit in the mouth, right? It was by large an awful game. And I thought the big thing about this Chiefs team on this particular night was that they beat themselves for once. You very rarely see that happen, where Mahomes usually plays a near perfect football game, right? And so it happens that they finally ran into a buzzsaw. They faced a very good team that can play consistently well on both sides of the ball. And Patrick Mahomes just never stood a chance against the Kansas City Chiefs. And again, do not bring his name up in the GOAT conversation. We're not ready for that yet. We're not gonna sit here and keep having this conversation. That debate is over. That debate is over. We can't compare him to Tom Brady. We can't make these comments. And see, that's the thing. We're looking for the next Tom Brady. Instead of letting his career play out, we're so fast to crown him the next GOAT. We can't say that yet about Patrick Mahomes. He still has a long way to go. And as far as I'm concerned, he has to live with this for the entire offseason. It's games like this that either make you or break you. So I'm waiting to see how he responds to this next season. And I'm waiting to see if he can overcome this. Because a loss like this, what it does, it builds character. It humbles you. And in a time like this, you got to be gracious in defeat. So we'll see what happens next season. But until he actually wins another Super Bowl, and until he finally performs in a big moment against a very good team, like the one he faced last night, then we can't really say he's the GOAT. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate the love and support. As always, your boy is ending this court session. We will now go to recess, or we will go on with our day. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate the love and support. As always, like I say, you guys are so awesome. Without you guys, none of this is possible. So I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Talk to you guys very soon. Take care, everyone.